What's up everybody? This is Steven with another Pixel for Life video tutorial. Today we are going to be manipulating this image right here and give it kind of a scary look. I have a few images on my desktop that I want to use, and it's not going to be too complex, but we're going to learn some nice techniques. So to start off, I kind of want to add like a blood splatter on this wall here. And the image that I found is this one right here. And as you can see, it's black and you can kind of see the wrinkles in the back. So we're going to separate that. So what I'm going to do is just drag it into Photoshop, go to image size, and I'll size it down to a height of probably about 500. Let's zoom in. And now what we need to do is make this black, like pure black, and then the white background not so prominent. So we're going to go to image, adjustments, and then curves. And then we're just going to mess with this, make a simple S curve. As you can see, the blacks become very black and the white is pretty much faded out. So just click OK. There we go. And now what I'm going to do is drag this into the image layer right here. And now we need to get rid of this white. So there's a couple of ways you can do it. You can just grab your magic wand tool and click, and then click delete, and that pretty much does the trick. I mean, that's good enough. There's some white spots around the edges, so to get rid of that, we're going to go to image, adjustment, hue and saturation, and we're going to bring the saturation all the way down and the lightness all the way down as well. And that'll turn everything white to black. Alright, so now I want to put it maybe right over here. Let's scale it down. That's good. And then I want to change it to red. So I'm going to double click it, go to color overlay, and let's just choose like a dark red. I'll go with this one for now. That's not good. Let's go with that. I'm going to go back to blending options at the top and bring down the fill opacity. That way color overlay is the only color on there. And we'll change this to darken. And then we will add a inner shadow and maybe about 1 pixel distance. And then lower that opacity. And then let's do a let's try an inner glow, and we're gonna make it black. I just want to kind of make it more realistic and not so transparent like that. I'm gonna change this to normal, and we'll bring up that opacity and the size. That's looking pretty good. I think being on that crack is kind of messing it up, so let's put it right there. And then I'm going to zoom in. And what I kind of want to do is add some depth. So let me get rid of that grid. I'm going to create a new layer above this, grab my paintbrush tool, make my brush size really small, and then change my font color to black. And then I'm just going to paint in a quick line right here. Something like that. Let's zoom out and see what that looks like. So before, after. That looks better. Alright, we'll leave it at that. So now we have that. Let's see. Let's create a what images do I have here? Okay, yeah, I used this picture. I wanted a picture of a gun, so I just took a picture of my arm, and I wanted kind of a solid background, so I did it on this yoga ball that's blue, so that's not too hard to cut out. So I'm just going to scale it down a little bit, and we're just going to quickly delete the parts that we don't want. Just quickly delete this. and then mask that. Okay, and let me zoom in, and I'm just going to use my paintbrush tool and quickly just bring a hardness up, size up, and quickly just color around my arm. Alright, so now to quickly get rid of this blue, what I'm going to do is go to select, color range, and then just select that blue here. And let's see. There we go. We can kind of see what the preview looks like. And there's still a little bit of blue around here, but that's no problem. Just going to select it. And then let's just continue to mask off this little area there. It doesn't have to be too perfect because the image is kind of dark, so the artifacts aren't going to be too big of a deal. Okay, that's good enough. It looks like when we erased, that part of the gun got to be invisible because it had a little bit of blue reflection, so we're just going to fix that real quick. And I'm just using white and black to do this. White shows, black hides. Okie dokie, wonderful. Now let me just place this here. I'm going to go into the corner, something like that. That's nice. Kind of looks like it's a point of view of me looking down there. And let's try lightening up in front of the gun because it doesn't really show too well. So I'm going to grab a white brush and just kind of brush something in right there. And let's try overlay. No. Let's try screen, and then I'm just going to erase part of this. There we go. So before, after. You can't really tell that it's there, but it shows more of the details of the front of the gun. So now I want to give this more of a creepy look, so I am going to drag in this image of a scar, or just a fake scar, so guys don't get too scared. I just want to quickly throw it onto the top, and then again just going to delete the parts that I do not need. So going to create a mask, grab the paintbrush, and I have a tablet, so I don't mind quickly brushing around because it's just as if I was drawing on the screen. If you don't have a tablet, you might want to use the polygon selection tool or some other method. But I pretty much want to break the hard edges. Alright, so now let me try lining that up onto the arm. Maybe something like this. Let's try soft light or overlay. Overlay looks better. Let's zoom in and then just erase a little bit more, soften up the edges. I'm going to bring my brush hardness down some more and then just soften that up. And then I'm going to lower that opacity just a little bit, just so it blends in better. And let's try duplicating it and then try putting this onto a different blend mode. Pin light, let's see before, after, and pin light kind of brings out the details, but there's a little bit of stuff that I want to hide. Up here, I want to, oops, wrong color. Use black and just brush away some of this. And that looks pretty disgusting. Okay, so let's try creating a little bit of shadow in the elbow area. So let's create a new layer. Use a black paintbrush, bring up the size, and just do a quick, just do a quick swipe right there. Filter, blur, Gaussian blur, and something like that. Let's try darken, and then lower the opacity. That kind of gives it some depth. There we go. And now it looks like my arm has a little bit too much blue in it. So what I'm going to do is go to the arm layer, go to layer, new adjustment layer, and then curves. Use the previous layer, or the bottom layer, as the clipping mask. Click OK. And then we're going to go to the blue section, and let's try and drag that down some. That looks much better to me. Okay, and that's all we need. So here's before and after. It kind of matches quite a bit better. So now I'm going to create a new layer, and I'm going to fill it with red, a dark red like that. Actually, probably don't even need to fill it. Go to Filter, and then we're going to go to Render and Clouds, and then we're going to go to Overlay. Bring down that opacity. Okay, and you can kind of see what that's looking like. I kind of want to adjust the way that these windows look, so I'm going to make a new layer, grab my paintbrush, grab a white paintbrush, and just kind of bring down the hardness. And just paint anything out here, just kind of like the lights coming through. Go to Filter, Blur, Gaussian Blur, bump it up, click OK, and then delete it on this edge right here. Go to Overlay, bring down the opacity, and you can kind of see the lights coming off out of that window there. Alright, so one last step I want to do is kind of brighten up this top area here, just give it a little bit of different look. So I'm going to create a new layer, go to my color, I'm going to grab like a yellow color, something like this, and then quickly just paint something up here, just like that. And then we're going to change this to Overlay, and then lower that opacity. And you can see before, after, it kind of brightens it up, and makes these details in the ceiling come out a little bit more, and I kind of like that. So I'm just going to leave it at that. Well, one more thing that we can do is create a new layer and give this gun some night sights, because those are always cool in movies. So we're just going to grab a green color and bring down the brush size and then the hardness as well. Bring that all the way up. And we'll do green ones in the, or we'll do a green one in the front, and then we'll do red ones in the back. Zoom out, and then let's lower that opacity so it's not so crazy bright. There we go. And that is going to finish off this tutorial. Hopefully you learned some cool techniques, or hopefully I scared you. If you have any questions or comments, leave them in the section below, or send me a PM. Be sure to follow us on Twitter and become our subscriber. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.